Assalamu alaikum. A very interesting concept we want to talk about today is called the concept of shape shifting. When one thing can transform into another thing. And you might have seen that in Hollywood movies and superheroes where they transform from one form to another form. But Quran talks about something which is related to shape shifting but at a totally different level. And I want you to open Surah Taha. And in Surah Taha, I want you to get to the point where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking to Musa alayhi salam the very first time. And notice the words Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to Musa alayhi salam. First of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks him, this is ayah number 17, وَمَا تِلْكَ بِيَمِينِكَ يَا مُوسَى. What is in your right hand, Moses? And Musa alayhi salam replies that this is my staff, long stick. قَالَ هِيَ عَصَايَ. And then defines his purposes. What I do with this, I use it when I'm doing a shepherd business. I bring down leaves and all of that stuff. The details of it. If I get tired, I use it, as a stand to rest on. So many different things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قَالَ أَلْقِهَا يَا مُوسَى. Musa, why don't you let the staff go? Just let the staff go for once. That's it. Now remember, staff is a non-living thing. Scientifically, we categorize it as a non-living thing. So Musa alayhi salam let it go. فَأَلْقِهَا. So when he أَلْقِهَا يَا Musa, so let it go. فَأَلْقَاهَا. When he let it go, فَإِذَا هِيَ حَيَّةٌ تَسْعَى. It changed into a massive snake. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. A staff. Just you let it go, it transforms into a living thing. A shape shifting from a non-living thing into a living thing which is roaming around. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells Musa, Musa, don't worry. You touch it with an intention that you want it to transform back into a staff, it will transform back into a staff. Subhanallah, subhanallah. قال خذها ولا تخف سنعيدها سيرتها الأولى. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. As soon as you decide, only you decide to pick it up, it will transform back to its first form, its original form. Now for a moment, do you think like what's going on here? Through mind, Musa alayhi salam is controlling an external object. In Hollywood movies, you probably would see a person transforming into another person. But here, Musa alayhi salam, with his mind, controlling an object and transforming it from a non-living thing into a living thing and back to a non-living thing, of course, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But can you imagine? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And then when he goes in the court of the Fir'aun, and he presents all these miracles, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's messenger and prophet is standing in the court of the Fir'aun, and Fir'aun could not comprehend this. He's like, this has to be a magic. That's the only thing he could think of, that it has to be a magic. So he calls upon all the magicians, and magicians come over and they ask Musa alayhi salam that would you like to go first, or would you like us to go first? And they came very well prepared. They planned for this, right? They did rehearsals, they did preparations. They came up with a plan that, okay, Moses can transform a staff into a massive snake. We will send several snakes to Moses. So what they did, they threw a bunch of ropes on the ground. And they were coming from all directions at Musa alayhi salam. And those were ropes. And everybody were thinking they were snakes. But in reality, they were not snakes. In reality, they were ropes, and it was just a delusion that magicians created. And at that point, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Musa alayhi salam, let go of your staff. Let go of your staff. That's it. It will do the transformation. So far, it was turning forms, right? But this time, once it turns into a snake, they witness another miracle. Now, there were not like 4 or 5 magicians. Some of the books say that they were in hundreds. It was like they came as a one big group from all over the nation. Saharin Alim, the top magicians. And this snake started eating all their ropes, one after another, one after another. And the magicians were shocked. What we created was a delusion. What we are seeing is reality. We fake created something and we made people believe. But here we see something for real happening. A staff literally changed into a real snake which ate literally all our ropes. It consumed it. This is no magic. This is no magic. And once this whole process is done, Musa alayhi salam, with his mind, he's controlling, right? When Musa alayhi salam touches it, snake doesn't do a thing, just is ready to transform back into a staff. You cannot explain this. It's a miracle. But I'm just telling you that people are so impressed by Hollywood, and there's so much better for you available to you in the book Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us, the Holy Quran. Open it, read it, try to understand it. And this is from one place in the Quran where the story is mentioned in Surah Taha. There are so many other places in the Quran where this story comes over and over again. That's why when magicians saw this, they were like amazed by it. And they were like, فَأُلْقِيَ السَّحْرَةُ سُجَّدًا. They right away fell in prostration, in the sujood position. And they said, قَالُوا آمَنَّا بِرَبِّ هَارُونَ وَمُوسَى. We believe in the God of Moses and Aaron. We believe, that's it. We do not need to see anything else. What they presented is the reality. What we were doing was the fake stuff. Indeed, they are the messengers and the prophets. So this is how, when the haqq comes, people who look at it with an open eyes and vision, they have no other choice but to accept it. And even in these times, we see it so many times, it happens that people open Quran, start reading it, and it moves them. And they accept Islam. They can see the beauty of it. Alas, there are people who are never serious about things. So when they open Quran, they don't get the guidance from it because their intention was never pure to start with. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and keep us all our life among the guided ones. And may Allah be pleased with us when we return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's pleased with us. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. In case TikTok gets banned in United States of America, we will also be releasing these videos on my YouTube channel, Thinking Muslim. Please subscribe to that channel as well. In case if TikTok is banned, you are not deprived of this knowledge through the social media. Assalamu alaikum.